Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We are together again on the radio. You know, I recommended that guys do something on the air recently and never really checked back to see if they did. Now, you know, much as many parts of the country despise California and Californians, you know that many of the laws that are passed in California, not to mention the fashion trends and whatever that emanate from here, eventually ripple their way through the country, for better or for worse. Many of the things we've done here eventually become part of your world wherever you happen to be. Everything from pollution controls to the internet, which without Al Gore's help was invented here. You just go down the list of things that we have invented here, everything from 99% of the entertainment industry and just about every show and every innovation in the entertainment business. So many things have emanated from here. And so when I talk about this is a law that exists for better or for worse. And I'm willing to bet we were first, and I'm willing to bet that other states have followed along. But if they haven't, I'm sure they've got some reasonable facsimile. Simply put, in California, men pay vaginamony at a rate of 1 day of vaginamony for every 2 days of marriage. So if you're married 1 year, you pay 6 months of vaginamony. Married 5 years, you pay 2.5 years of vaginamony. If married 8 years, you pay 4 years of vaginamony. And once you hit the 10-year mark, vaginamony is forever. Unless she gets married to somebody else. Forever. It's fairly well known that Tom Cruise, for example, conveniently ditched Nicole Kidman right before his 10th anniversary. So instead of having to pay forever, he pays something in the vicinity of 5 years of vaginamony. But he could have been on the hook paying her forever. And so, while I don't think that's the law in every state in America, if you don't live in California, I'm sure your state has something similar going on. Unless you live in Texas. Texas is a great place to live if you don't want to pay vaginamony. But I recommended to my boys, and many of my boys live here in California because we've got big-time, big, fat, big signal FM radio stations in Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. So a lot of my boys live in the state of California. And I have recommended to my boys that if you've been married more than 5 years and less than 10, it's time to do a gut check. When I say it's time to do a gut check, it's time to dig deep within your soul and figure out if you're planning on being with that bitch the rest of your life. Because if you're not, it's time to get rid of her. If you don't, you'll be paying forever. Literally forever. Until you die, you'll be paying. Think about that. Until you die, you will be paying. Till you die. Now, I've talked to guys tell me, I'm married 8 years, Tom, and I'm not happy. If that's you, today is the day to call an attorney. Not 1.5 years from now, not 2 years from now, now. I know it's hard to leave. Believe me, I've been married and divorced 4 times. I know how hard it is to give the speech. I know how hard it is to make somebody get out. I know what weapons they will try to throw in your direction. I'm well aware. But paying forever must be avoided at all costs. All the crying, all the threats, all the screaming, all the attorneys she hires, whatever might happen, now is the time to kick her ass out the door. And I've told the boys to do this gut check, and I've told them to consider whether or not they want to continue being married. Look, by the way, don't get me wrong. If you are happy after 7, 8, 9 years, maybe you'll be happy forever. I'm not trying to encourage people who are really, really happy to walk out the door. I'm talking about the guys who are miserable and they don't know what to do and they're frozen in fear and they're standing there like a deer in the headlights. Afraid of what might happen. Afraid of how it might go down. Afraid of her crying or stamping her feet. You stay because you're terrorized into staying. I've been in those relationships, my friend. I've been there. And I'm telling you from personal experience, time and time again, no matter what she says or threatens to do, and no matter what she does, it will not be as bad as having to send her a check every month for the rest of your life. I don't know how many of you actually went out and did gut checks. And I have to imagine that some of you did gut checks and decided I was right and decided to drop kick her through the uprights. And I did say this a while ago. It's entirely possible some of you have actually gotten the divorce already, or at the very least you've filed the papers. I want to find out if you have done this gut check. If you are one of those guys who have been married 5 years or more, but less than 10, and you had to look at the situation and decide if you're in or out. This is the time to decide whether you're in or out. And if you're out, now is the time to act. Have you taken the gut check?
Tom Leykis.
Come on.
1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
How are you today?
Do you care?
Yes, I do, because I don't want you to rip me a new one because I don't agree with you on what you say.
The Tom Leykis Show.
At 1-800-5800-TOM. All right? Gut check time, boys. Chris, hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. Hey, first time, long time. But you've talked about alimony kind of here and there over the time I've been listening to you. And as a uneducated married guy for what I guess alimony really means or what it's for or what all the limitations and craziness that it is. I guess I've never heard you explain, I guess maybe the reasoning behind it. Help us and understand.
The reasoning behind the existence of vaginamony?
Yes, sir.
Well, originally the idea of vaginamony, it went back to the days when the man went to work and the woman stayed home and raised the kids. The idea was it was to help pay the rent for the poor, delicate little flower you've tossed mercilessly onto the street with your children, okay? Well, now, as we know, over 60% of all women work, and they have their own paychecks. And in many cases, there are no children. There are child-free households. And on top of that, you are required to pay child support anyway. You do not want to be required to make payments for a vagina you used in the past. That's why we call it vaginamony.
Sure. Well, why, I mean, in this day and age, being most of the elected officials are male, why does it still, I mean, obviously you don't have answers for these.
Oh, no, I have opinions about that. It's certainly something I've talked about on the air before. It's because politicians clearly have been scared to death by women's organizations. Of course, all you have to do is look at the percentage of women under 50 who actually go to the polls, and you wouldn't be afraid at all.
Sure.
The biggest voters, women start to vote after they've dropped their last egg.
Sure.
If you've got tampons under the sink, chances are you're not watching C-SPAN or CNN.
Sure.
All right. So, but nonetheless, they worry about this. I mean, come on. You've heard about all the men who get their clocks cleaned in divorces, haven't you?
Oh yeah, it sounds great. I mean, it scares one to death, and especially with a vindictive ex. I can only imagine. Luckily I haven't been through that, but
right. Not yet.
Hopefully I never will.
Not yet, Mr. Parkland. Not yet. You haven't.
Well, question for you then, or in your expertise. I mean, my wife fortunately makes twice as much as me. I mean, in this situation,
right now,
actually come correct today.
Right now, till you have a kid or something.
Well, we have 3, not together, but kind of from past marriages. But I guess when
you have one together, she's going to stay home with it for a while.
I'm sorry?
When you have one together, now you'll have 4, and then she'll be staying home with that kid for a period of time.
Well, we're not having any more kids. It's already a done deal.
It's been decided?
The youngest is 7, the oldest is 13, so we're well on our way.
And have you adopted her children?
No, I haven't.
Do you plan to?
No, he won't let it happen.
Good.
He'd love to.
No, it's a perfect crime.
Yeah.
Because if you get divorced, you want to be paying vagina money and child support?
No, sir. Well, in that type of situation, I mean, the way the laws are written, would I be paying, or are there situations where it's reversed?
There are situations, but you know what? That's all on paper. I don't know a single man who gets paid alimony.
Sure.
I don't know one.
Yeah. Well, that's what made me wonder. Is it only one-sided? And wanted to get your input. I'd never heard of the other way around, but who knows? Maybe there's some guy out there that's actually taking it to a wife, and I'd be like,
look, man bites dog. I've certainly read stories in the newspaper about that. And by the way, that's why they are stories in the newspaper, because they're so unusual.
Sure.
There's not a story in the newspaper every time a woman gets vagina money, but when a man gets alimony, stop the presses. That's a big story.
Yeah.
Because it never happens.
Yep.
All right. So, yes. Has it happened? Yes. Does it happen often? It doesn't happen often enough that it's not a news story anymore.
Sure. No, makes sense. Well, appreciate all your wisdom over time, and take me out with a binger.
Here you go, Chris. Scott on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, it's Scott.
I know, I just said that.
How you doing? I have 3 kids, married for 9 years. I was just listening to your show on the radio, and my gut feeling is to leave, but I don't want to leave my 3 kids hanging.
Yeah, so what? You would stay there until all of them are 18?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, but...
And you realize if you get to that 10th anniversary in San Diego, you'll be paying your wife forever.
Forever, huh?
Forever. Or until she gets married.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of after hearing that. I was going, that don't sound too good. I wasn't aware of that.
That's right. And by the way, don't take my word for it. Run it by your local attorney.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, Tom. I just wanted to get your input on that.
I'm here to help, Scott. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Mark on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, the professor.
Hey.
How's it going, bud?
Doing okay.
I just need a little advice.
All right.
Hello.
I said, all right. I don't know how much more I could say.
I have 2 kids with a girl.
Why'd you do that?
We've been together for a while.
Doesn't matter. Why'd you do it?
Ignorance.
All right, I'll buy. But all right, that explains the first one. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it again?
Kids, you just can't beat them.
Yeah, that's the law.
Smart enough not to get married, though.
All right, well, at least you did that right.
Did that right. I have a question about California laws.
Yes.
Say it ends tomorrow. Do I wind up paying anything besides child support?
Well, that's a question for an attorney, because I'm not an expert on common law marriage.
And that's my other question. Does that apply in California? Is there such a thing as common law?
That's a great question for an attorney. And if I were you, I'd be asking it.
Gotcha.
And a good reason not to move in with a chick.
Absolutely.
Even if you have kids with her.
All righty.
Make sense?
Definitely.
Very good.
Take me out with a fat ripper.
Here you go, Mark.
No cough.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Darren on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Hey, I've done the gut check. I've been married 12 years, 4 kids, and I honestly, I don't think I could do it to my kids. It's just the thing with the wife, you know, like familiarity breeds contempt, you know. and she...
That's a good argument against marriage right there.
Well, she's gold to everybody else, and it's like I'm the whipping boy. We've discussed it. It's just too much. And I've got to the point where I feel like I want the papers in my pocket when my 3-year-old turns 18 and good to go, you know, but there's no changing it, you know, so I don't know. It's like I don't even know if I can hang in that long. It's but I don't want to destroy my kids' lives.
How old is the youngest one?
3.
3.
The oldest one's 14.
So you did the gut check after I told you to?
I just listened to your program. I started thinking about it. I've been thinking about this a long time, you know, and you're going to laugh at me, obviously. This was before even the last kid. She tricked me. She said she wanted to try to have a baby, and trying sounded great. You know, let's try right now. And just stupid guy stuff, you know, but we're done now. The situation's been fixed. No more kids, but it's tough, man. I don't know if I can hang in there that long.
Hang on a second, Darren. Let me give you somebody with a little experience in this matter. Mark.
Yes, Tom.
Now say hi to Darren.
Darren.
Hey.
It's too late, buddy. You've already passed the time, and, you know, you're in it to win it now.
Well, I just destroy my kids' lives, man, and they've got, you know, I do fairly well, and we've got these perfect little lives, and it's...
well, just like the last guy, just the San Diego guy, he's got to go get an attorney and get it done, because he's still under the 9 years, and it's still good to go. So that guy, Steve, I believe his name is Steve, go get an attorney and get it done. And you
bite the bullet.
Yep, exactly. It's too late.
You know, I
was in it to win it too. I was in it for my kids, and actually, she did me the favor, and I'm totally cool with it.
I'm afraid that she's never really had to work. She kind of works just for the heck of it sometimes, or volunteers or stuff like that. But financially, I don't think she would leave, you know, unless she really felt, I don't know. She'd probably do pretty well, but I don't think
you would love her to leave on her own, though, wouldn't you?
It would make her the bad guy, and don't think I haven't thought about that. You know,
you'd
like
love for her to make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Any little thing that would happen, I'd be like, you did it, you know. It's just, but it's not happening, you know. And
so you're not that concerned about the kids.
So it sounds like you guys are both in it for the kids.
I don't know, maybe, and it's how we got together. I knocked her up, you know. We didn't have no big romantic love story. She got knocked up with the first one, and we just kind of ended up together, you know. And
that's what happened. It said that. Oh, that's what always happens. What doesn't it, Tom?
Well, I hear from a lot of guys like that. It didn't happen to me, Mark.
No.
No, Tom, that's why you got the radio show.
That's why I got the radio show. That's why I was in Bordeaux, France this summer. That's why I was in Spain this summer. That's why I was in Paris last summer.
Yep.
Okay, I feel even better now.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for letting me...
Mark, thank you. Hang on, Darren, because I got Matt here. Matt, what did you want to say to Darren?
I just wanted to tell Darren, hey, Darren, you sound like a mirror image of myself. My ex tricked me into knocking her up like women do. Tom will tell you that. I was married for 7 years, and I did get divorced when my daughter was 3 and my son was 7. And let me tell you something. I thought the same way you did. I wouldn't leave. I got her to leave, and I'm happier than I'd ever been in my life. But I'm going to tell you what you need to do. The minute you leave her, you need to go out and get cut. Because I'm a victim twice, my friend. I'm paying child support in 2 directions for 3 kids. So when you do it, let me tell you, it's going to suck for a while. But it's going to be a lot better. The kids will be fine. They're going to be in the 50 percentile. 50% of the kids out there are from divorced families, and they adapt and they do well. If you love your kids, make sure your attorney gets you equal time, because that's going to be what decides how much you pay. So all I can do is say, my friend, don't think about it. You're the whipping boy. You said it yourself. I was in the same position. She wanted to treat me like that. And let me tell you, life is a lot better afterwards. Go through it. Go through the small bit, the vindictive divorce, the whole thing that you go through. get it done, and start enjoying yourself. You know what I got now? I got a dog at home, and no matter how much I drink, no matter who I bring home or what woman I smell like, she wags her tail and she's happy to see me. You'll never get that in a marriage.
Man's best friend.
Man's best friend. Hey, get a hamster if you have to. It's better than a wife.
Yeah, I've been through the hamster thing with the kids. I tell you that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's better than a wife.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate the advice. You know, I'm torn, man.
Hey, well, you know what? You're torn just like I was. And when she left, I could tell you right now, you know, I wouldn't have left, but I'm glad now that it's over and I look back at it and all the friends that I have are in the same position. You get your life back. The longer you wait, you know, the less of your life you're going to get. You're going to come home to that same yakking hound every night, beating you down because she's unhappy. If you're happy, go out, get rid of her, pay the child support because there's no way out of that. And just go out and have fun. Get your life back, man. Go out, have some beers with the guys. Go to the gym when you want. Don't listen to her tell you what you got to do. Don't let a woman tell you what you're doing on Saturday with her family and her friends. Go out, get your life back, man. It's been 7 years since I've been divorced, and I wouldn't even consider hooking up with another girl.
Well, what are you hooking up with then?
No, I mean in any type of a relationship situation.
I gotcha.
You know, like Tom says, I prefer not to even bring him here. Go to their house. You know, if you have to, chew your arm off to get out without waking her up. You know?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's crazy, man, relationships.
Hey, Tom, thanks a lot. Hey, can you take me out Kobe style?
Here you go, man.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
I wish I had you years ago. You would have saved me a lot of grief.
That's what many women say.
The Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show. Doing a follow-up on the recommendation I made to the men out there who are married to do a gut check. Don't let yourself get to a 10th anniversary if you are not happy. Because I can speak for California. And check with your local attorney, but it could be this way in your state. After 10 years in California, a woman gets alimony forever. Forever. This is Doug on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, how you doing?
Doing okay, Doug.
Hey, let me tell you, I had done a gut check probably a few months ago, and knew this wasn't going to last. And I went to my lawyer. I'm at about 8 years. My lawyer lets me know that due to the fact it's never worked and I do pretty well, they round that up to 10 years.
No!
Yeah, I'm going to end up paying alimony for the rest of my life.
Oh, my God.
On top of giving her the home to protect my retirement money.
Oh, my.
And you know what a Southern California home's worth.
Yes, I happen to own one. I do.
I can ride a bike to the beach, if that gives you an idea.
Oh, my God. And you had to give it to her?
Well, either that or my 401k in retirement, I'll split down the middle, you know.
Now, that house paid off?
No, but, you know, you bought it for $200, it's worth $800, and, you know.
So what, she'll sell it and keep the proceeds?
Yeah, she can probably live in it, whatever she wants to do on the alimony and child support, she can make the payment.
Oh, boy.
They looked at that alimony, too. You know, obviously, when you came in, total story of you always told. I didn't have a job. I was raised by a single mom, met a single mother. You know, obviously, I've gone from zero to a real nice six-figure income, and hey, based on that, I owe her everything.
Now you're handing it over.
Yeah, there you go. So
how much are you paying her per year?
Well, they're looking on alimony is about $2,000.
$2,000 a year?
Month.
$24,000 a year.
And double that again for child support.
Boy. And the child support's not deductible, right?
Nah.
You know,
I'll probably work a deal. I'll claim one child.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, just want to let you know that 10-year mark is not in the sand. You know, they can look at it. And, you know,
thank you for that information, and that's why guys need to check with their attorneys before they do anything.
Yeah, that was my motivation to get to him. It wasn't to the point. I probably could have hung in a couple more years, but, you know, you say there's no way in hell I'm spending my life with this woman.
Yeah. I understand, Doug.
All right, Tom. Take me out Kobe style.
Here you go, Doug.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Say hi here to Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Tom, how you doing today?
Doing okay.
Good. I was on my way to work and heard your little topic about the alimony. I got divorced in 1999, and I was eligible for $3,000 a month alimony, and I denied it. I was only married for 5 years.
And you were entitled to that $3,000 a month for how many years?
For 2.5 years.
Right.
Okay, and we have a job. At the time, I didn't have the job that I have today. I just started. You know, we have six-figure incomes. At the time, I didn't, but he did. But you know, the bottom line is I see a lot of women who just take that alimony just because they can, and I think it's a bad deal for men.
That's why men shouldn't get married in the first place.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, finding a woman that would not take alimony are far and few between.
No doubt about it.
You know, but I think that, you know, like I said, there's a lot of women out there that just take it because they can.
Believe me, I know. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Colin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom.
Colin.
You're a big fat stud.
There we go.
Hey, listen, I got two stories. One, been married 8 years. That other cat, let me turn my phone down, feedback my ear. That other cat, man, he should have done it the way I did it. First of all, back when herpes came out, I'm 45, right?
Yeah.
Herpes comes out, and ever since then I was scared of catching. Oh, oops, sorry.
First of all, herpes has been around forever.
Well, yeah.
That's not a new thing.
I didn't know about it.
You didn't know about it, but trust me, it's been there since the beginning of time.
Right. So like 1984, you know, I've pretty much already racked up triple digits. I don't even care anymore. But I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to wrap that sucker because I don't want to catch nothing, right? I'll pull it off on my wedding night, whenever that is. So since 84, I've known where every drop goes. And so I got no kids. And I'm happily married, you know. Another thing you should tell the boys, don't marry the chick that you're hot for. Marry the chick that you like. You know? The one you're hot for, you won't be banging her either.
Why marry anyone?
Well, right, but but even to just pick out one to stick with, if you're going to do that thing,
you can stick with someone without signing a contract.
Right, absolutely.
There is no need to get married. I'm not recommending that any man get married. It's just not worth it.
I agree with you 100%. I really do, but I'm happy, and she can leave tomorrow, and I make 70% of our income. Like that other cat, exact same thing. I bought my house for $200. It's paid for. I paid for it. And we've always had separate checking accounts. She pays half the bills. She pays her car payment.
Yeah, but do you have a prenup?
No.
So none of that really matters if you got divorced.
Well, maybe. Whatever. So figure it this way. If I paid $10,000 for everything I used in vagina money, you know, as a straight-across swap, I'd still, you know, I don't have to...
Yeah, but if you got divorced after the 10-year mark, you're going to be paying alimony forever. Forever.
Yeah, but you know what? She's not going anywhere, because here's the thing. I'll always have the upper hand in the relationship.
How so?
I always will.
Let me tell you how you wouldn't have the upper hand.
How?
Let's say you come home and you find her having sex with your best friend in your living room.
Yeah, so?
She then hires an attorney, and then she can take you for half of everything you've got, plus vaginal.
Well, she's going to hire an attorney after I catch her having sex?
She certainly can, unless you kill her.
Okay, I could do that in a fit of passion.
No, but you won't.
Rage.
You won't. And you,
Well,
by the way, I
you know,
wouldn't
you
recommend
never
it
know.
either. But
I'm pretty logical, you know. Not that passionate.
so you would kill her if that happened.
Nah, I'd kill her, let him go with just a real severe beating.
Yeah. Well,
You
you're a big talker now, pal.
Like but anyways, you know, yeah, I'm stupid. I got married. Totally agree with you. Marriage is lame, and you shouldn't do it. I didn't need to do it. I could have the exact same arrangement, but I'm not afraid. But I agree. But the thing is, if you don't commingle assets, you at least got a chance. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but again,
don't have kids. Don't commingle assets.
Yeah, but not commingling assets, you have to combine with having a prenuptial agreement, which you didn't.
Right. Well, you know what? I can tell her I want to get divorced today so we can get a prenup and get remarried on Friday.
Yeah, good luck doing that, pal. Good luck.
Tom Leykis.
Woof.
Tom Leykis.
Woof.
800-5800-TOM. Tom.
I used to be 355.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's just right.
That's a plump rump.
That's a roast.
The Tom Leykis Show.
All right, did you boys do the gut check? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Melissa on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
I just wanted to comment about, first of all, the common law does not exist in the state of California anymore.
There we
so
go.
That guy has nothing to worry about. I say leave her. Don't worry about the kids because you're just going to make them even more happy staying. So I would tell them to leave. And then the whole alimony with women, I don't understand why they even ask for it. They're lazy if they can't get a job. They need to work and provide for themselves, stand up on their own 2 feet, and do something.
I agree with you.
So, and I only say it because I have an aunt who went through the whole thing, burned my uncle a little bit, and I couldn't understand why. So, to me, I just think get off your ass, get a job, or at least make more money to support yourself. For the kids' sake, I agree, help out a little bit, but I don't believe in the whole, you know, for one kid it's like $900. That's crap. You know, just help provide for them, and that's it. Do it on your own.
Yeah, well, I agree with you on that, Melissa. Thank you for that. Elisa on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, how are you today?
Do you care?
I do.
I'm doing great.
I can see both sides of it, and this is mine. I was listening earlier, and it was saying that you'd never heard of someone, you know, who the woman usually gets the bad side of the deal.
No, what I said was I don't know any men who are receiving alimony.
Okay. My first husband actually got alimony from me.
Look, I'm not saying there aren't men like that. I do read the paper.
And I had to work, and he took my daughter because he could provide in-home daycare from his mother.
Guess what? This happens to men every day of the week.
Oh, I know it does, but you have to...
So what? There's an exception to the rule. So what?
No, I'm saying what they need to do is they need to be responsible for it. It takes 2 people to have a baby, not just one. Whatever kind of scenario.
We're not talking about child support. We're talking about alimony.
Okay. Either way, if...
No, not either way. Those are 2 very different things.
Okay, so if the man has to pay the woman alimony, basically you're projecting to people that she's basically just like a prostitute.
Well, yes, and what I'm saying is the law in California says if you stay married for 10 years or more, the man has to pay forever. So I'm saying if you're married 8 years and you're not happy, get out today.
But it's always, it seems like you advocate to the men that women...
I'm a man.
Like
I'm a man who's been divorced 4 times. And this show is by a man, for men, about men.
Okay, so if a man is with a woman and they are married and she cuts his hair, she should charge him $12.95 for that haircut.
She should do whatever deal they agree to. Whatever deal they agree to.
Of that meal.
All I'm saying is if a man gets out before his 10th anniversary in California, in many cases, he will only have to pay vagina-money for a limited period of time.
And if he's the one
why wait until your 10th anniversary? Get out today. That's what I'm saying.
If he's the one committing adultery...
Adultery has nothing to do with it, dear. Since the 70s, adultery is not grounds for divorce or for the payment of vagina money.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Adultery is a cause for divorce.
No, not anymore. We have no-fault divorce in California, dear.
Okay, so...
adultery is not grounds for divorce. It's not.
So he can do whatever he wants, doesn't have to care about
And so can you, by the way. The way the law works is you can have if I'm married to you, you can have sex with my best friend right in front of me and then take half of everything I've earned after that. That's how the law works.
And so advocate to these children that these men want to leave behind.
Get out now.
Bad people.
Get out now. That's what I'm saying. If you haven't been married 10 years yet and you're not happy, call your attorney today. Get out now. Don't end up paying that bitch forever.
The Tom Leykis Show.